All right, the world is still holding its breath as President Trump decides what he wants to do when it comes to Iran. The White House is not ruling out military action, though key allies in the Middle East are warning an attack could lead to an all-out conflict. NewsNation's Libbey Dean is live at the White House for us this morning. Libbey, any idea where things stand or if the president has made up his mind yet?
Markie, this morning, President Trump is holding off on launching any imminent strikes on Iran, as far as we know, and both Qatar and Saudi Arabia convinced the president not to carry out an attack, at least right now. Sources with knowledge of that situation telling NewsNation those Arab allies asked him to give Iran a chance, advising those strikes could lead to a wider regional conflict. But the White House is warning Tehran the military option is still on the table if the government does kill more protesters.
The president and his team have communicated to the Iranian regime that if the killing continues, there will be grave consequences. The president and his team are closely monitoring this situation, and all options remain on the table.
Tensions in Iran still remain high as the U.S. watches to see if it keeps its word not to execute any prisoners in Tehran's crackdown on unrest, leaving more than 2,600 dead, according to reports. Activists say those protests prompted by economic hardships throughout the country. Some Republicans, led by Senator Lindsey Graham, pushing the administration not to back down, to attack the Iranian government directly and hard. Now, Graham posting on X, quote, all the headlines suggesting that our so-called Arab allies have intervened on behalf of Iran to avoid decisive military action by President Trump are beyond disturbing. The Ayatollah's regime has American blood on its hands. Now, Graham heading to Israel to meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as well at this very crucial time in the Middle East as President Trump weighs his options in Iran. And according to the New York Times, Netanyahu also urged the president not to go ahead with an attack now because of possible reprisals and any possible retaliation as well. And the U.S. pushing Iran by imposing these additional sanctions. The Treasury Department saying it will, quote, use every tool to target those behind the regime's tyrannical oppression of human rights. And right now, the U.S. is continuing to build up its military arsenal in the region, sending an aircraft carrier towards the Middle East amid, of course, those increased tensions. And it should arrive sometime next week. As we know, President Trump continues to weigh his options here. And as you heard from the press secretary there, Markie, nothing off the table at this point.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.